Hello everyone, this is your master teacher Surabhi. How are you all doing this very afternoon? So welcome to today's session. I hope all of you are doing great. Guys, just a second, there is one issue I'm having. Right. And alright, so guys, welcome to today's session. I was just following up on a tech issue. Alright. Let us see how many of you are here for today's session. But before that, let me tell you what are we exactly going to do today. We are going to start with the chapter Weavers, Iron Smelters and Factory Owners. Right? This chapter is super important for your entire history class 8, especially for all of those who are preparing for their midterm exams. This chapter is very, very important. Abhi tak we looked at what did the Britishers do when they came to India? How did it impact our farmers, our peasants, our tribals? Today we are going to look at how did the Britishers impact two of our industries, cotton textile industry and iron and steel industry. Right? तो काफी ज़्यादा interesting और important chapter है. Be there till the end of today's session where we will be looking at how was the Indian textile before the coming of the British? What do words tell us about histories? How did the Indian textile industry get impacted by the European market? ये weavers है कौन? Right? And how did the Indian textile industry finally decline? Because when the Britishers came, nothing good happened, right? So how did it decline? And how we also see the emergence of cotton mills or cotton industries coming up in India. तो आज का ये सेशन है where I will be teaching and finally at the end I will also be taking a quick Menti जो live Menti होगा, right? So be there till the end so that आपको पता चले आज का सेशन क्या है और क्या questions आपको solve करने होंगे, right? Now, before we start today's session, welcome to the class. My name is Surabhi Gupta and I'm sure a lot of you already know me. But for all of you who are new to the session, I am a social studies educator here at Vedantu. I have done my schooling from Delhi from DPS Puram. If you are also from the school, do let me know. I've done my bachelor's from political studies from this college called Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi University and my master's from Jawaharlal Nehru University. So as you can see, I love social studies and because I love it so much, I'm here teaching you. है ना? और एक fun fact मेरे बारे में, which again I'm sure a lot of you already know, is that I love dancing और class में इसीलिए I keep on moving. I cannot stay still, right? So that is a little bit about me. Now जिससे पहले मैं आपको hi hello बोलूँ, जल्दी से weekly schedule देख लेते हैं, where as I told you, we will be starting with the new chapter Weavers, Iron Smelters and Factory Owners. Sunday को इस बार we are going to do something very different and थोड़ा history से related है, थोड़ा present से related है. It is the 5 mysterious places of India, very mysterious, very ghostly, that you have not heard of. So if you are a student who gets scared very easily, ये सेशन शायद आपके लिए थोड़ा scary हो सकता है, but if not, do attend it on this Sunday at 7 PM. And if you want to get a notification for that video, जिससे आप उस वीडियो को मिस ना करो, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for, to all of the students who have been giving me a thumbs up. So guys, thanks a lot. It does motivate me और मुझको भी, it makes me feel good. So thumbs up, अपना attendance दे दो, thumbs up कर दो. And of course, share the video if you think it will help your friends. Now, that I have said a lot to you, let me see how many of you are here for today's session. Hi Nora, hi Zahra, Jai Hind, hi Anaika, of course Akshara. Akshara, I remember you because you're always there in my session, so very good. Hi Shravya, hi Garika, hi Jawahar. Right, hi Anaika. Hello Shravya, long-term students are also here. Hi Saeed. Hi Sakshi. Alright, so guys, welcome to today's session. I hope all of you are, have had your lunch. Ma'am, you also love to eat a full pack of Nutella. Sukesh, how did you know that? Who gave that very, very big secret about me? Yes, so I love Nutella and I mean, who doesn't like Nutella, right? It's like chocolate in a jar. and it's pure. I mean, it's pure like sugar and chocolate and oil all mixed together, which is like, if you think about it, ew. But the taste is so good that one day I just sat with it and I was watching TV and I ate the entire jar. And I think Haripriya ma'am was sitting beside me and she just looked at me and she was like, "Did you just eat the entire jar by yourself?" I was like, "Yeah." Anyways, I will not tell you what happened next because it was not good. Alright. Hi Charvi, I'm doing well. Hi Srishti. What about you guys? I hope all of you also like Nutella. Give me a yo if you are a Nutella fan and a no if you hate chocolate and Nutella. Let me see कितने yo और कितने no आते हैं and how many of you are in the majority. Jai Hind to you too. Wow. Yo. Is there anyone who's gonna say no to chocolate? Alright. चलो, जब तक yo और no आ रहे हैं, keep on telling me that yo and no. Let me quickly give you a very fun fact. And that is, India is home to the Bhoot Jolokia, जो एक ऐसा चिली है जिसको आप ऐसा टंग भी लगा दोगे ना तो जल जाएगी आपकी टंग. It is the spiciest chili in the entire world, the hottest chili in the entire world, and it is grown in Northeast and is 400 times hotter than the Tabasco sauce that you get in Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut गए हो तो ऐसा छोटा सा ऐसा Tabasco sauce रखा होगा वहाँ पर, like which is really spicy. उससे 100 times, 400 times spicier है ना? Interesting fact, right? If you like this fact, do share it with your friends. Alright, hi. Okay, now guys, before we go ahead, I have an amazing news to share with all of you, and that is Olympiad. कुछ ऐसे exams होते हैं, these are competitive exams that students give at the national level. A lot of organizations do them, and once you win, you also get a lot of cash prizes ranging from 25,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees. Imagine, you guys are from 8th standard. 8th standard में ही you are winning 1.25 and 1.5 lakh rupees. मतलब ऐसे पेरेंट्स के आंखों में तो क्या आंसू आएंगे कि हाय हमारा लड़का हमारी लड़की, right? So all of you can also be Olympiad achievers. It is not very difficult. It's a very simple exam, but थोड़ा ना competition ज़्यादा होता है. So as you can see, 100 plus students have been selected for NTSC. That is your national talent for science, Olympiad, and then you have maths Olympiad. तो काफी Olympiads होते हैं. If you also want to prepare for it and you want to win so much, I will tell you at the end of the session how you can do that, right? My God, so many no's also I'm getting for chocolate. Khushi, Srivalsa, no. Nivedya is like, love chocolate. Acha, Saeed is like, ma'am, I don't love chocolate. Zehra, I love you. Okay, I'm also brown like chocolate only. Eat me. Yes, hello. No, guys, I did not expect so many of you would say no to Nutella. I mean, it's so good. You can put it on bread. You can put it on pancakes. You can put it on waffles. You can just eat it out of a jar like I do. And then get like, it's not healthy. So don't do that. But still. Alright. It's okay, Rani. Tanmay, I think. Chalo. Now that all of you are here, let's quickly get started with today's session. Weavers, iron smelters and factory owners. Remember, ये chapter बहुत ज़्यादा important है and I want you to focus for the entire session, ठीक है? And by the end of it, हमें पता चल जाएगा how many of you focus when we do the Menti. और इस बार Menti में भी कुछ interesting पूछने वाली हूँ मैं आप लोगों से. Something very interesting. I have decided to put one question in Menti that is going to be completely different from your syllabus just because I want to. है ना? I will do that. Yo and no both. Girdhari, what does that mean? Alright. कुछ भी मुझे आपकी क्लास तो आनी होता है. So sweet. Thank you, Anaika. Okay. So let us begin. Indian textiles and the world market. What does the word textile mean? Let me know right now. When you hear the word textile, इसका मतलब क्या है? Tiles. Text करना किसी को. Alright, so guys, the word textile means, like, for example, your clothes, your garments, all the cotton that we have, all the different kinds of clothes that we have comes under, or even bed sheets, right? Anything that is made up of cloth comes under the textile industry. Now, let us go back, in history. अब हम लोग बात करेंगे इस पूरे चैप्टर में हाउ ब्रिटिश में टू मेजर इंडस्ट्री स्टार्टेड कमिंग अप, टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री एंड आयरन एंड स्टील इंडस्ट्री, जो ब्रिटेन में आई और उसके वजह से हाउ डिड इट इम्पैक्ट इंडियन इंडस्ट्रीज, राइट? In the 1850s, Britain came to be known as the workshop of the world. Britain came to be known as a country. Workshop मतलब जहाँ where things are being produced, right? As the area where a lot of things started getting produced. Now you will say, ma'am, so good. Britain, such a great country, such intelligent people, है ना? But here's the thing. The reason why Britain was able to get industrialized, the reason why, it had steam engine and it could put so much money in industrialization is because there was a drain of wealth from India to Britain. काफी सारा पैसा लूट लिया था इंडिया से ब्रिटेन तक, और that money fueled the industrial revolution of Britain. So if I say that today Britain is developed and India is not very developed, we can say that a little bit of that reason is colonialism. ठीक है, जो ब्रिटिशर्स आए और हमको कॉलोनाइज किया for so many years. Exactly how did that happen? We are going to look at that in this chapter. Now, 18th century, before the coming of the Britishers, पहले हम देखेंगे Indian textile industry कैसी थी. What happened when the Britishers came? And of course, as you know, the Britishers were very smart. They started taking our cotton and silk from India, the raw material from India, at a very cheap rate. They made t-shirts out of that raw material and then they sold that t-shirt in the Indian market, right? So they saw India not only as a source of raw material, जहाँ से वो raw material लेंगे, but also as a market to sell their product. How did it ruin our economy? How did it ruin our poor weavers and iron smelters? ये हम इस chapter में पढ़ेंगे. Are you ready? Yes? Rishikesh, that's not there in the latest NCERT that we have. That is why. Alright. Chalo, quickly let us start. Now around 1750, before the Britishers have, won the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, India was the world's largest producer of cotton textile. पूरी दुनिया में इंडिया का नाम था for its very good quality cotton and silk, for its exquisite craftsmanship, for its brilliant quality. India se, traders would come from far off places and then they would take these products to Java, Sumatra, Penang, West and Central Asia. European trading companies भी इंडिया इसीलिए आए थे, है ना? They had not come to India to do Kathak and Bharatnatyam. They were attracted to India for this very good quality of spices and cotton. So they came to India to buy our textiles and then they ruled us, right? So exactly how that happens, we will be looking into that. But उससे पहले एक interesting part में आते हैं. Words tell us histories. For example, आपने cloth का नाम सुना होगा. You must have heard of this cloth called the muslin cloth or the muslin cotton, which is very soft, like very soft. If you, or mulmul cotton that you say, the muslin cotton that is like really soft on your cheek. Where does the word muslin come from? God came on earth and gave you that name? No. What happened? European traders, when they came to, so initially, any cloth would reach Europe through Arabia, right? To the Arabian countries. So first Arab traders for the very first time came to India, took our cotton and first it reached Mosul, which is present day Iraq. तो Mosul से हमारा muslin word आता है और mulmul word आता है, right? Alright. The second is the word calico. Okay, what is calico cloth? Now, the Portuguese came in India for cotton and our spices. The first time they came to India, they reached Calicut. Okay, that is Calicut, near Kerala. And usse hi se unhone kaha ki, oh, this is Calicut, this is calico cotton, this is calico cotton, and that is where we get this term from. Right? So, a lot of terms come from different places where our products reached, or when merchants came to India, this is where they, got the products. Now different varieties of cloth were named in different ways. For example, chintz जो है ये वाला जिसमें flowers बने होते हैं, you know, that kind of a cloth comes from the Hindi word chint, right, where you have these beautiful flowers that are, you know, flowery designs. This got so famous that even the Queen of England, whenever she would get her gown stitched, this is the print that she would choose for herself. है ना? आजकल हम ये print किस में use करते हैं? पर्दों में, in our curtains. No, that's not true. We also still use it, you know, in our sarees and in our cloth wear, right? Now, apart from that, we also have something called coasses or khassa, जो इस type का cloth होता है. Then we have bandhana, which is this kind of a cloth, which is very popular in Gujarat, right? Where it is a method of tying and dyeing. So, ऐसे, you know, it's a little wrinkled cloth, and it is always very colorful and vibrant. Now, all of these cotton textiles became very famous in England and Europe because, you know, chintz ho gaya, bandhana ho gaya, these were they were not very expensive and they were beautifully made. Famous weave patterns, as you can see, is patola. Weave matlab when out of thread you weave the cloth, right? So patola was very famous from Surat and Ahmedabad. There's the song also, na, proper patola, nakra hai swag. No. Anyways, so patola from Surat and Ahmedabad, Jamdani from Bengal. Even today, Jamdani is quite famous. All of you who are Bengalis, let me know in the chat box. Abhi, I will try to look at it if you have heard of the Jamdani, you know, fabric. Okay? The next part is Indian textile in the European market. Now, as I told you, Indian textile, Indian cotton and silk became quite popular across the world, especially in the European market. Now, because a lot of Indian cotton started being sold in Europe, the European wool and silk makers, the European producers of cloth, they started getting worried. कि हाय, यहाँ तो सारे Europeans, सारे Britishers are buying only Indian cloth. Who will buy our cloth? है ना? Imagine you are a European cloth manufacturer. You are producing silk. You will see that Indian silk is very good quality. It is cheaper also. What will you do? Who will buy your product? So as a group of silk growers and, you know, silk makers, you will go to the government and say that please stop import from India. They are ruining our local business. So in 1720, the government enacted a legislation banning the use of printed cotton textile like chintz in England, which was called the Calico Act. So Indian textile, Indian cotton was no longer allowed to be imported in England. Right? Now you will say, Kusum, I know it's very upsetting now when this happens. Right? So jab ye hua, achha, you've heard of Jamdani, great. Jab ye hua, you will say, ma'am, understood. Even today in India, when you know a group of people during Diwali says ki Chinese product, everyone is buying only Chinese products, so Chinese products should be banned from India. And the government bans Chinese products. Similarly, यहाँ पर भी यही हुआ. Indian silk and cotton was, you know, selling more in the European market. तो Europeans ने बोला कि भैया इसको तो ban करते हैं. Our you know, European traders said, please ban this product. It is impacting our business. Okay, chalo, good. They have done that for their own benefit. But there was another thing that they did that is unforgivable. During this time, textile industries in Britain was developing. Industries of cotton were developing जो mass production कर रहे थे. बहुत सारा cotton t-shirts and cotton shawls and cotton sarees and silk sarees and ये सब they were making in the industry, in the factory, right? Indian textile उन्होंने ban कर दिया था. So what they did? They started copying Indian designs. क्योंकि खुद की तो कोई imagination है नहीं. है ना? So Indian designs were imitated and printed in England on white muslin or plain unbleached Indian cloth. They took our cloth, they took our designs, copied the designs and then started selling it in the European market. Not only in the European market, they also sent it to India to be sold in the Indian market at a much cheaper price than Indian textile. क्या होगा उससे? We'll do that later. Right? Now in 1764, something called the spinning jenny was invented by John Kay, जिससे कि क्या हुआ कि more and more cloth started being produced at a very less time, है ना? 1786 में steam engine by Richard Arkwright So Richard Arkwright developed the concept of steam engine in cotton textile weaving. तो सब कुछ electrified हो गया. मतलब in a way everything was now going faster. Earlier if you could only produce 100 t-shirts in a day, now you could produce 10,000 t-shirts in a day. And बहुत cheap भी. पहले अगर 10 रुपए लगते थे एक cotton t-shirt बनाने में, अब 2 रुपए लग रहे हैं, right? So Indian textile dominated. However, this entire scenario changes after the Europe textile industry starts coming up in the world. Okay, now who were the weavers? Before we go into what was the impact of the Britishers in India, the next point is ये weavers थे कौन जिन पे इतना बड़ा impact हुआ? Weavers वो होते हैं who take the thread and weave the thread into cloth. So Indian weavers did all of this by hand using very simple machinery. It took a lot of hard work and a lot of time, right? So some weaving communities are Tanti of Bengal, the Julahas of North India, and the Kaikolars and Devangs of South India. सबसे पहले weaving से पहले spinning करना होता है because you have cotton. Out of that cotton you have to make thread. How do you make thread out of cotton? You do the spinning using something called charkha and takli. So ये charkha था जिसपे you must have seen Gandhi ji's picture with the charkha a lot. So he would use this to make thread. And once your thread is made, you actually round the entire thread off on a takli. ऐसे takli होता था. तो इसके चारों तरफ you kind of bind all the thread, right? It is rolled on the takli. Now after spinning the thread, it was woven into a cloth by a weaver. कैसे वो wove करता था, weave करता था? It was like depending upon what kind of weave it was. It could be patoli also, it could be jamdani also. है ना? Now for colored, let's say कि you have weaved out of that white cotton, white cloth. But we cannot all wear white clothes all the time. है ना? We wear red also, yellow also. Where will we get colors from? For colored textiles, the thread was dyed by a dyer जिसका नाम था रंगरेज. Not नाम, but he was called as रंगरेज. So if you ever wanted to get something dyed, you would go to the rangres. For printed cloths, if you wanted a print like this, it was usually done by a block printer. What is a block print? So it is like stamping. ऐसे ना they take a wooden piece और यहाँ पर they make a painting, let's say, of a bird. And then they put it in the dye and then they stamp it on the cloth, giving the cloth a beautiful design, like a printed design. ठीक है, इसे बोलते थे हम छिप्पिगर. Alright? Handloom weaving and the occupations associated with it provided livelihood for millions of Indians. लाखों Indians के लिए this weaving, producing cloth, selling it in the international market was a big business, and it was their bread and butter. So now you know what is going to come. What point of we are at a point in the chapter where you are going to understand how India was like this flying bird when it came to textile industry, and how it suddenly fell down with the coming of the Britishers. ठीक है, ready हो जाओ गुस्सा होने के लिए ब्रिटिशर्स से. Right. Now, Britain में cotton textile industry started coming up. New machineries also started coming up in Britain that allowed for more and more t-shirts, more and more garments to be produced at a cheap rate and at a less, and in less time. अब वो Indian textiles, textiles that were made, through industrialization were now sent to India. Indian textiles had to compete with British textiles, not just in the European and American market, but also in the Indian market. Okay? Now, when Indians sold their cotton and their silk in the European market, they had to sell it along with very high duties. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? Let us say that you are a cotton producer of India. Earlier, Europe में आप अपना cotton बेचते थे, let's say 100 rupees में, right? And you used to earn a good profit. But first, your cloth is banned. After that, okay, the government says, okay, you can sell it in the European market, but you will have to pay a tax of 200 rupees. So now you will have to sell your cotton for 300 rupees. Only then you will earn a profit, right? But the European cloth, जो industry बना रहा है, that is only for 10 rupees. So what will people buy? 10 rupees wala cotton या your 200-300 rupees wala cotton? Obviously the 10 rupees wala cotton is cheaper. With machine made, it also got better in quality. So exporting textiles to England had become difficult because of high duties imposed on the Indian textile, right? By the beginning of the 19th century, English made cotton textile ने हटा दिया था, बाहर कर दिया था, had ousted the Indian goods. Indian goods जो इतना बिका करती थी अफ्रीका, अमेरिका, यूरोप में, it no longer sold in those countries. English companies, all companies stopped buying Indian goods. By 1830s, British cotton cloth also flooded the Indian market. And Britishers ने Indians को ऐसा brain wash किया कि even Indians started buying European cloth, saying that look, this is foreign cloth. We will not buy Indian cloth, poor quality. That is what even Indians started doing. That is why Gandhi ji later on, when he was fighting for independence, said कि छोड़ो, independence छोड़ो, independent India छोड़ो. The first step to become independent is, before we fight the Britishers, is to buy and be proud of your own culture and tradition. Is to buy Indian cloth. Is to buy khadi. Is to make sure that the money you're spending is not going to the Britishers but is going to your own local weavers. है ना, इसीलिए आज भी बोलते हैं बाय लोकल, लोकल बाय करो, यूरोपियन और अमेरिकन खरीदो मत, वहां क्यों पैसा भेज रहे हो, राइट? Right. Thousands of rural women became jobless. Mahatma Gandhi ji said that please stop using international, foreign products and use hand woven cloth. Khadi became a symbol of nationalism. Right? इसके वजह से जो weavers थे, such amazing weavers who did such articulate, beautiful work on cloth, उनको वो काम छोड़ना पड़ गया and they had to become construction workers and other wage earners. ठीक है? तो ये impact था. अब this was how, because of the rise of industrialization in Britain, we see a decline of cotton industries in India. Or cotton handicraft industry in India, the weaver industry in India. समझ गए? Easy. Dimple, that chapter is already done. Wow. Alright. Now, while this was happening, just like, cotton mill industries came up in England, even in India, certain people who had a lot of money, who were industrialists, set up their own cotton mills in India. In 1854, एक spinning mill आया बॉम्बे में. Right, 1900 तक over 84 mills were operating near Bombay and Ahmedabad, established by Parsi and Gujarati businessmen. तो हम भी कुछ पीछे नहीं है. Indians are also not, lulus, right? We thought that okay, if you are destroying our handicraft industry and if you have opened up, cotton textile mills, we can also do that. So a lot of businessmen opened up cotton mills in India. In Ahmedabad, the first mill was set up in 1861, right? अब क्या हुआ? Initially तो textile factory को बहुत problems face करनी पड़ गई because Britishers were protecting their textile industry. They did nothing to protect our textile industry. For example, when Britishers sent their cotton, cotton t-shirt, cotton pant to India, there was no taxes imposed on the industrialists there. But जब Indian businessmen ने अपना cotton, sell करने की कोशिश की, when they tried to sell their cotton in the market, the Britishers started imposing very heavy duties on these Indian products in the European market and Indian market also. Now, because of this, it became very difficult for our businessmen to sell their products at a price that was being sold, by the European market. The Europeans, so Britishers, were selling cotton in India for 50 rupees. But Indian industrialists को taxes भी देने पड़ रहे थे. They had to give a lot of duties were also imposed on them, because of which they were not able to sell their cotton for less than 100 rupees. Because of which they had to face a lot of competition. A lot of businesses had to fold, had to close down, right? Right. Very good, Akshara. That's quite interesting, comment. चलो, अब क्या हुआ कि I know that you have been, everything that I've told you is making you angry that ma'am, what is this? Britishers ruining our economy. We want to do dishum with them. But I will give you a ray of hope. ठीक है, थोड़ी सी सनलाइट दे देती हूँ, थोड़ी सी सनशाइन दे देती हूँ मैं आपको, बिकॉज फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर टुक प्लेस. Now you will say, ma'am, First World War, so many people died. How is it good news? Yes, First World War was not good, but it was a positive, thing that happened for our cotton industries. Now, क्योंकि First World War हुआ and Britishers were involved in the First World War, a lot of their home industries started focusing on producing, war products. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बूट्स हो गए, कैनन्स हो गए, सोल्जर्स के कपड़े हो गए, इन सब पे दे स्टार्टेड फोकसिंग. So British, the countries of Europe wanted normal garments, normal items from India. And our cotton mills then said that we will provide, do not worry, right? Hence, Indian factories were also, and of course, Indian factories were also called upon to produce cloth for military supplies. So, अब इंडियन कॉटन टेक्सटाइल मिल थोड़े बेटर पोजीशन में आ जाती है, वेयर दे हैव स्टार्टेड सेलिंग देयर प्रोडक्ट्स नॉट ओनली इन द इंडियन मार्केट बट ऑल्सो एज मिलिट्री सप्लाईज टू द यूरोपियन मार्केट. इंटरेस्टिंग ना? थैंक यू टू से दैट अनिका. यू गाइस आर सुरभि मैम्स आर्मी. वाह, क्या नाम है, सुरभि आर्मी. Who will we fight? We will fight the Britishers. Okay, don't say that. Okay, so guys, अब जल्दी से हम मेंटी पे आ जाते हैं. पर मेंटी में जाने से पहले, I told you in the start of the session that a lot of students have gotten through Olympiad from Vedantu, and they have gotten a lot of awards ranging from 25,000 to 1.25 lakhs. If you also want to be that kind of a student, मेरा phone नीचे गिर गया था. If you also want to be that kind of a student and you need guidance कि कैसे वो exam देते हैं, how to get through it, then I will tell you how. Very simple. Just it's gonna take me like 5-6 minutes. ठीक है? तो आप में से जिनको ये करना है 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard, Vedantu is offering a Olympiad course. तो ओलंपियाड क्यों देना चाहिए? क्योंकि वो एक कंपेटिटिव एग्जाम है ना. लाइफ में यू आर नॉट ओनली गोइंग टू डू स्कूल एग्जाम्स. इफ यू आर समवन हु इज गुड एट साइंस फॉर एग्जांपल और मैथ्स और एसएसटी, देन ओलंपियाड्स आर अ वे टू सी इफ व्हाट यू नो इज इनफ इन द रियल वर्ल्ड, है ना, जहां पर काफी लोग एक दूसरे से compete करते हैं. Right? It also improves your solving and analytical skills, because not only do you do your subjects, but you also are preparing for competition. मतलब you're preparing for aptitude, right? And of course आपको कैश स्कॉलरशिप मिलता है, सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है, मेडल्स मिलते हैं, बोस्टिंग क्रेडिट्स मिलते हैं, वेयर यू कैन कॉल योर रिलेटिव्स एंड से कि मैं तो ओलंपियाड क्रॉस कर चुका हूँ. Because when I was a kid, whenever someone said that, oh, I've done Olympiads and I've won it, I used to think, oh my God, this person is like super smart, right? तो काफी सारे ओलंपियाड्स होते हैं, साइंस ओलंपियाड, नेशनल साइंस ओलंपियाड, मैथ्स ओलंपियाड, साइंस ओलंपियाड एक और, तो अलग अलग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस डू देम. So as you can see, अभी आने वाला है नवंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी तक we have a lot of Olympiads coming. So this is, you are actually not very late to join in. We are having, very good way to teach you. Proper curriculum के through हम आपको पढ़ाएंगे. And again, you can win up to 2 lakh. आप देख रहे हो ये 2 लाख तक cash prizes and of course a lot of certificates. What will you get? You can of course ask unlimited doubts, कोर्स से रिलेटेड, है ना. लाइव इंटरैक्टिव क्लासेस होती है, अमेजिंग टीचर्स है जो आपको पढ़ाएंगे, पार्ट टाइम टेस्ट होंगे, मॉक टेस्ट होंगे, द वे ओलंपियाड्स आर डन. You get summary notes, key concepts, important formulas, overall performance, proper assessment होगा आपका. Now all of this, mock tests हो गए, assignments हो गए, very interesting parent teachers meeting भी है जिसमें the parents are told exactly how the students are doing and how they will complete the curriculum. If you are someone who wants to do this, वेरी सिंपल गाइज, बहुत ही इतना महंगा नहीं है, बिकॉज पूरा सिलेबस अच्छी तरीके से आपको कराया जाएगा विद ट्रेनिंग, विद गाइडेंस एज टू हाउ टू गेट थ्रू इट. बिकॉज इफ यू गेट इनटू ओलंपियाड थ्रू वेदांतु, हमारा भी फायदा है. तो वी आर नॉट जस्ट गोना लाइक टीच ऐसे, हम बहुत ध्यान से अच्छी तरह पढ़ाते हैं, right? So the special price for this is 3,000 rupees. But if you use the coupon code SUGPRO, जो मेरा coupon code है, which if you use, I will know that you are here preparing for Olympiad, then you get this amazing discount of 20, and you can enroll in the course for 2,700. ठीक है, आप देख लो इफ यू आर समवन हु नीड्स दैट गाइडेंस तो पक्का ज्वाइन कर लेना। ये अच्छा टाइम है, अगर आप इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इट देन ऑल्सो डू ज्वाइन सो दैट यू गेट द मॉक टेस्ट, यू नो दैट व्हाट यू आर प्रेपिंग फॉर इज द करेक्ट अप्रोच और नॉट, है ना। राइट, थैंक यू काइगर, हाय संजीव, मैम अनिका, ऑलराइट, अच्छा यू आर अनाइका। Alright, so guys, the Menti code is 98683286. जल्दी से आ जाओ, I'm waiting. 98683286. मैं भी चली जाती हूँ Menti पर. Come on, 98683286. नोट्स कब मिलते हैं? साक्षी, आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट द वेदांतु प्लेटफॉर्म? तो एज सून एज क्लास खत्म होते हैं तब आपको नोट्स मिल जाते हैं। ऑन यूट्यूब वी राइट नाउ आर नॉट प्रोवाइडिंग नोट्स। लिख लो भाई नोट्स खुद ही। I made a session on how to make effective notes for social studies. Watch that and know how to make notes. चलो quickly. कोड है गोपाल 98683286. चलो जल्दी. Now, by the time all of you are joining, tell me how are you feeling today? मतलब I just want to know कैसा लग रहा है अभी? Sad, tired, happy, energetic. Sasidhar, नाम मत लिखो guys. Happy, nice. How are you feeling? Very good. Happy. Amazing and fresh. Very nice. Thank you for saying that. Sad. Who is feeling sad and why? Amazing. Just amazed and refreshed. Very nice. Here it is raining. All right. Thank you, Sarah. So do you see कि इतने सारे like 100 students here right now and all of you are feeling different things, sitting in different parts of the world, है ना? Top dancing, क्या? New student दिया. Well, if you're a new student, I hope you're liking the session. Thumbs up and subscribe to the channel अगर आप नए हो so that आप कोई भी session miss ना कर लो. You're feeling energetic like ma'am. Thank you. All right, thrilled. Wow. Angry. Why are you angry, guys? Who's angry and why? Amazing. All right. Great. Excited. Yeah. You are cute. I am happy. All right. Low. अच्छा, if you're feeling low, then I would say कि जब आप लैपटॉप के सामने क्लास ले रहे हो ना, do this. Like take all the worries from your head and then like do this. Put it under your chappal, hit all your worries and then just spit it out away. Don't spit it on the floor or your mother will give you a big chata. Go and spit it out like in the washroom. Just like do that. Thank you, Kanksha. You've learned a lot from me. Thank you for saying that. Not good. It's okay if you're not feeling good. That is okay. You know, that is also a good emotion to have. Sometimes even I don't feel good. होता है. Sing बचपन का प्यार. मतलब I cannot sing. Maybe if that will make you happy. All right. So a lot of different responses. कुछ लोगों ने तो नाम लिख लिया है कि मैम हमें नहीं पता हमें क्या फील हो रहा है, हम अपना नाम लिखेंगे. Alright, so guys, thank you for all your amazing responses. चलो जल्दी से let us go to the Menti of the day. Question 1 is in front of you. जल्दी से अपना नाम लिख लो. What names are you going to write today? Write whatever you want. Thank you, Harsha. You should do a guess a song challenge. Very good idea, Anav. Would you guys like a very interactive session where I will like do a guess a song challenge? Maybe I can sing a tune or show you a picture of a song. We could do something like that. Both Hollywood and English songs. What do you think? You have not eaten Nutella, I know. But when I was in school, my parents never bought me Nutella. It is only when you start earning yourself, you're like, अब तो कौन मुझको रोकेगा? And that is when I, ate Nutella for the very first time. I think it was the first thing I bought from my salary. was like a lot of chocolates and Nutella and everything that my parents said no to when I was a student. वो वाली pencil होती है ना, lead pencil, that's like really, that used to be expensive when I was a student. वो सब. You're a snow boy. Alright, चलो जल्दी से हम शुरू करते हैं. Question number 1 of the Menti is in front of you. As its industry grew in 18th century, Dash came to be known as the workshop of the world. France, Britain, Portugal या Holland. Hi Pratik. Hi Garika. Shout out to you. But come on, whoever wins will have to do a victory dance with me. जो भी करेगा. B for Britain, भाग्यश्री. B for भाग्यश्री, B for Britain. हाँ भाई, आंसर ब्रिटेन ही है. वेरी गुड ऑल ऑफ यू. The answer, sorry, the leaderboard is in front of us and we have Khushbu who is back on top and the fastest. Then we have Amarnath जो क्लास 5 का बच्चा है. गाइस सोचो, 8th स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे, शर्म करो, क्लास 5 का बच्चा is doing so well. Then we have Khalil who thinks I'm the best. Thank you Khalil, thank you, you are also the best. Then we have Riya, Ritesh और Pokemon, Adit, Charvi, Archana, Desh and Pokemon again. Who thinks that I'm the best? Pokemon, you're also the best. Alright, next question of the day in front of you is, before 1750, Dash was the largest producer of cotton textile in the world. India, Britain, Burma और China. Battle of Plassey और Battle of Buxar से पहले की बात है. Which country was so popular across the globe for its good quality cotton and silk? चलो जल्दी से बता दो. Good. People who got it wrong, मतलब क्या हो रहा है guys? क्या हो रहा है? You know 1750, you already know कि ब्रिटिशर्स ने कुछ बर्बाद नहीं किया है अभी तक इंडिया का. So obviously India is the largest producer of cotton textile, right? हैंग हो गया मेंटी, इट्स ओके जीके किंग. हैंग, मेरा भी मेंटी हैंग हो गया है क्या? इज इट? राइट, ओके, सो वी स्टिल हैव खुशबू ऑन टॉप. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, सी इफ इट गेट्स बेटर. आई डोंट नो व्हाट हैज हैपेंड. लेट्स ट्राई अगेन. चलो कुछ नहीं होता. क्वेश्चन 3 इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू इज, अच्छा आई डिडंट सिलेक्ट द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. अच्छा ऐसा है क्या? डैश इज अ फाइन मसलिन क्लॉथ दैट ब्रिटिश ट्रेडेड इन बंगाल. जामदनी, सभ्या, कॉटन और सिंथेटिक क्लॉथ. मसलिन जो मुलमुल होता है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? व्हाट डू वी कॉल इट? एंड वी नॉट मुल, हाँ okay, not exactly. चलो बता दो. Tell me. जामदनी from Bengal, सभ्या, cotton और synthetic cloth. अच्छा, I have to mark, guys. I got it. I didn't mark the correct answer. Hopefully, like this time for this one, I have. So, guys, there is 2 kinds of weave that takes place. एक होता है muslin cloth, which is muslin cotton. But the one that is traded in Bengal, that is quite famous in Bengal, is called the Jamdani weave, right? तो हे भगवान leaderboard दिखा दो मुझको. Yes, thank God. All right. So the leaderboard is in front of us, and we have Khushbu on top. Then we have Khalil who thinks that I'm the best. Ritesh, Ishan, Shanmukh, Pradeep Kumar, Surabhi Ma'am, Army. Thank you. Vaibhav, Akash, Rohit and Yogesh on top of the leaderboard. Alright, next question of the day. मतलब चलो ठीक है, 4th question. Because I made a mistake, next time I will give you 2 extra questions. ठीक है? Who invented the steam engine? I think the question is a little wrong, but बताओ. John Mills, Robert Louis, Richard Arkwright और Warren Kai. Let me, okay, do it. The question is, who used the steam engine to improve the cotton textile industry? ऐसा होना चाहिए था क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि स्टीम इंजन तो किसी और ने इन्वेंट किया था. right? Quickly. Alright, Richard Arkwright is the correct answer. Now मेरे पास आपके लिए एक homework question है. Richard Arkwright is actually not the person who invented the steam engine, but used the steam technology to improve, certain machinery in cotton mills. आपको मुझे बताना है who was the true inventor of the steam engine technology, steam engine in general, right? चलो देखते. खुशबू on top, then we have Khalil, Ritesh, Shanmukh, Akash, Rohit, Vaibhav, Drishti, Mirchandani, who thinks that she's very smart. Very cool surname, na? Mirchandani. Then we have Rohit, North Sukesh, and Anaika on top of the leaderboard. Right, double Menti next time. One day I will give double Menti also. चलो, the weavers of North India, उनको हम किस नाम से बुलाते हैं? Momin, Julahas, Tanti, or both Momin and Julahas? Chalo, don't be sad guys, it's just a Menti. It's okay if you get one or two wrong. Is it your favorite option? Or is it none of the above? Come on. Time is up. Guys, मतलब जब both A and B is correct. So Julahas are also called Momin. It's one of the same thing, right? They were quite popular in North India. Misclick हो गया, it's okay. या फिर maybe you just saw Julahas and you got excited and you clicked on it. ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए पूनम. It must be 5th position after the entire leaderboard. Alright, so we have Khushbu is back on top of the leaderboard. Everyone give her an applause because she deserves it, है ना? बार leaderboard पे ऊपर आ जाते हैं. Very, very good. Now, before we move on today's, we complete today's session, very quickly I would like to tell you, if you want to follow me on a more personal level, थोड़ा सा आपको, जानना है मेरे बारे में, you can follow me on my Instagram page, Vedantu, surabhi.vedantu. This is the Young Wonders channel where you can give me a thumbs up to show your appreciation, and thank you for all the students जो हमेशा classes में आते हैं thumbs up देते हैं. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course share the video अगर अच्छी लगी. Remember, I have given you a homework for the day. Okay? This is your master teacher Surabhi signing out. Bye bye. Have a great day.